If you've been following immigration news over the past few years, you've likely felt a mix of uncertainty, frustration, and maybe even hopelessness as policies shifted rapidly, enforcement intensified, and legislative progress seemed stalled. But today, we have something different to share. A real, tangible victory at the federal level that could reshape parts of the immigration landscape in the months and years to come. The U.S. House of Representatives has just passed not one, not two, but three major immigration reform bills. And while the road ahead is still uncertain, this marks a significant moment that deserves your attention. My name is James. I've been a senior U.S. immigration professional for 6 years, and through Immigration News Today, I'm here to break down exactly what these bills mean, who they might impact, and what comes next, all in clear, calm, and actionable terms. If you or someone you care about is navigating the immigration system, this is information you'll want to understand. Stay with me until the very end, because there are important insights here that could affect your plans, your family, and your future. Let me start by acknowledging the emotional weight that comes with watching the immigration debate unfold. For many of you, this isn't just political theater. It's your life. It's your family's ability to stay together. It's your ability to work, to travel, to build a future in the only country you've ever called home. You've watched as laws changed overnight, as enforcement priorities shifted without warning, and as promises of reform came and went. That's why today's news is worth pausing for. The House has taken a step, a bold one, toward addressing some of the most pressing issues in our immigration system. And while these bills are not law yet, and while the Senate still has its say, the fact that they've passed the House is a signal that change could be on the horizon. As of date, the U.S. House of Representatives has passed 3 major immigration-related bills, each targeting different aspects of the immigration system. These bills address border security, legal immigration pathways, and the status of certain undocumented immigrants. They reflect a legislative push that has been years in the making, and while the political landscape remains deeply divided, the passage of these bills in the House is a notable development. Let's take a closer look at what each bill aims to do, what's included, and what it could mean for you. The first bill focuses on strengthening border security and streamlining the asylum process. This legislation has been framed as a way to address what many lawmakers call a crisis at the southern border. It includes provisions for increasing personnel at ports of entry, expanding the use of technology for monitoring border activity, and implementing new procedures for handling asylum claims. The goal, according to its supporters, is to create a more efficient and secure system that can better manage the volume of migrants while ensuring that those with legitimate claims are able to access protection. Now, let me be clear, this bill is not without controversy. Critics argue that some of the proposed changes could make it more difficult for vulnerable individuals to seek asylum, and there are concerns about how certain provisions might be implemented in practice. But from a legislative standpoint, the fact that this bill has passed the House signals a prioritization of border issues, and that could lead to further negotiations and potential compromises in the Senate. The second bill deals with legal immigration pathways, particularly focusing on employment-based immigration and the backlog of visa applications. This legislation includes measures aimed at reducing the backlog of green card applications, particularly for individuals in the employment-based categories, and it proposes reforms to the H-1B visa program, which is used by many employers to hire highly skilled foreign workers. There are also provisions that would make it easier for certain family members of U.S. citizens and permanent residents to obtain visas and green cards. For many immigrants and employers, this bill addresses some of the most frustrating aspects of the current system, namely, the long wait times and bureaucratic hurdles that make it difficult to navigate the legal immigration process. If passed into law, these reforms could significantly improve the ability of individuals to obtain legal status through employment or family ties, and they could help reduce the backlog that has left many applicants waiting for years. The third bill is perhaps the most closely watched by advocates for undocumented immigrants. This legislation includes provisions that would provide a pathway to legal status for certain groups of undocumented immigrants, particularly those who were brought to the United States as children, often referred to as dreamers, as well as certain essential workers and individuals with long-standing ties to the country. The bill does not offer a blanket amnesty, but it does propose a process for certain individuals to apply for legal status and, potentially, eventual citizenship. This part of the package has been the most contentious, with strong opinions on both sides. Supporters argue that it's a long overdue recognition of the contributions that undocumented immigrants make to our communities and economy, while opponents raise concerns about the potential for unauthorized immigration and the fairness of granting legal status to individuals who entered the country without documentation. Regardless of where you stand, the fact that this issue is being addressed in a legislative package that has passed the House is a significant development. So what does all of this mean for you? If you're an immigrant living in the United States, whether you're here legally or undocumented, whether you're waiting for a green card, applying for a visa, or simply trying to understand how these changes might affect your family, here's how to think about it. First, it's important to understand that these bills are not law yet. They have passed the House, but they still need to go through the Senate, where they may face significant debate, amendments, or even rejection. The legislative process is complex, and it often takes months, or even years, for a bill to become law. That means it's too early to say exactly what will be implemented or how these proposals will evolve. But the fact that they've passed the House is a sign that there is momentum behind some level of immigration reform, and that could lead to meaningful changes down the line. Second, even if these bills don't become law in their current form, they reflect the priorities and debates that are shaping the immigration conversation at the federal level. That means you can expect to see continued discussions about border security, legal immigration pathways, and the status of undocumented immigrants in the months to come. It also means that advocacy efforts, both at the grassroots level and through organizations, will continue to play a critical role in shaping the outcome of these debates. Now let's talk about what you can do, starting today, to stay informed and prepared as these developments unfold. If you're in the process of applying for a visa, a green card, or any other immigration benefit, the most important thing you can do is stay on top of your case. Check your USCIS online account regularly for updates, make sure your contact information is up to date, and respond promptly to any requests for evidence or additional information. The immigration system is complex, and delays are common, but staying engaged with your case can help you avoid unnecessary setbacks. If you're undocumented or living in a category that might be affected by the proposed reforms, it's a good idea to connect with a trusted immigration attorney or accredited representative. They can help you understand your options, stay informed about changes in the law, and guide you through the process of applying for any benefits that may become available. Keep in mind that not all attorneys are created equal. Look for someone with experience in immigration law and a track record of helping clients in situations like yours. If you're a U.S. citizen or permanent resident with family members who are undocumented or waiting for immigration benefits, now is a good time to make sure your own paperwork is in order. If you plan to sponsor a family member for a green card or visa, you'll need to meet certain eligibility requirements and provide documentation to support your petition. Taking care of your own immigration status can make it easier to help your family members navigate the system as well. If you're an employer who hires foreign workers or sponsors employees for visas, stay informed about the proposed changes to employment-based immigration and the H-1B program. These reforms could affect how you recruit and retain talent, and understanding the potential changes can help you plan ahead and avoid disruptions to your workforce. Let me share a couple of real-world scenarios to illustrate how these developments might play out in practice. Take the case of Maria, a dreamer who came to the United States as a child and has lived here for most of her life. She's been working, paying taxes, and contributing to her community, but she's always lived with the fear of deportation. The proposed pathway to legal status for dreamers in the third bill could directly impact her ability to obtain legal status and eventually apply for citizenship. While the bill is not law yet, Maria is already connecting with an immigration attorney to understand her options and prepare for any potential changes. Or consider the case of James, a tech company executive who relies on the H-1B visa program to hire skilled software engineers from abroad. He's been frustrated by the long wait times and bureaucratic hurdles involved in the current system, and he's hopeful that the proposed reforms to the H-1B program and employment-based immigration could make it easier to bring in the talent his company needs. James is staying in close contact with an immigration attorney to understand how the proposed changes might affect his hiring practices and his employees' ability to obtain green cards. These stories are just two examples of how the proposed reforms could impact real people in different ways. Whether you're a dreamer, an employer, a family member, or an immigrant navigating the system on your own, there's something in these bills that could affect you. And staying informed is the first step toward protecting your rights and your future. As we come to the close of this video, I want to remind you why Immigration News Today exists. This channel is here to give you accurate, verified information about the immigration system, the good, the challenging, and everything in between. I will never overwhelm you with fear or speculation. I will always strive to give you the facts you need to make informed decisions, and I will always encourage you to seek professional guidance when it comes to your individual case. If this video helped you understand the three major immigration reform bills that just passed the House and what they might mean for you, please take a moment to like it, share it with others who might benefit, and subscribe to Immigration News Today with notifications turned on. I'm here every day to keep you updated on the latest developments in immigration law and policy, and I'll make sure you hear about any changes as soon as they happen. Before I go, my standard disclaimer. Everything I've shared today is for general informational purposes only. It is not legal advice. Immigration law is complex, and your individual situation may have unique factors that require professional evaluation. Please consult with a qualified immigration attorney or accredited representative for advice specific to your case. Always verify information with official government sources. The legislative process is ongoing, and the information I provided is accurate as of date. Thank you for trusting me with your immigration journey. I know how much is at stake, and I'm here to help you navigate it with clarity and confidence. My name is James, and this is Immigration News Today. Stay informed, stay hopeful, and I'll see you in the next update. Take care of yourself and take care of each other.